First of all, I didn't find either quarterback particularly impressive. I think in the New York Post, they worded it best. Neither were impressive or unimpressive. I think when you look at it, you're talking about a team with quarterbacks over the last 3 years. Starting quarterback Skip Bayless have thrown 57 interceptions for the New York Jets. That includes Mark Sanchez, by the way, who now is a backup in Philadelphia. But they've 57 interceptions over the last 3 years. They ranked 29th and 30th, respectively, over the last 2 years in yards gained, and I think 29th and 28th in points scored. This offense is anemic. And so when you look at it, I say to myself, what I saw Vick do with his legs, he still has that wow factor. He's still electrifying with his legs. Geno, to me, is going to have to show that he can really, really throw the football. But I didn't see that big of a distance, a discrepancy between Vick and Geno in terms of throwing the football. And I think that's what's going to determine who's going to be the starting quarterback to open the season. I think it's clear when you see the way Vick was able to move the football that he's still better, and he's somebody who probably should be in the starting lineup as your quarterback, Skip. But at the same time, was there that big of a discrepancy to the point where you could risk jeopardizing your future quarterback in Geno Smith if indeed you look at him that way? I don't know the answer to that question as of yet. But clearly, they need to be able to move the chains to take some of the pressure off the defense. And from the looks of it, Vick was a better option than Geno, but only because it's clear that Vick can run the football better, not because either of them were overly impressive throwing the football.
So you saw and learned mostly nothing last night?
Not mostly nothing, because nothing more than I expected. Geno can make some good throws, and then he can make a terrible throw or two, which could cost him. Michael Vick won't necessarily beat you with your arms as much as he's going to beat you with his legs. That's what I saw.
I saw a lot more than you saw. And I think the Jets players and the Jets coaches saw a whole lot more than you saw. And I'm just using the eye test. And I did watch this game also. When Michael Vick set foot on that football field, that offense sprang to a different life than it had been under Geno. I saw a different RPM. I saw a different confidence level in an offense that under Geno looked hesitant at best. Under Geno, and as I watched him try to operate last night, Stephen A., he seemed more bent on trying to avoid making mistakes than making plays. He played like a young quarterback trying not to lose the job instead of to keep it and make a stronger case for himself. He was playing not to lose his job. Michael Vick stepped on the football field and immediately was vintage Vick, trying to make things happen. Now, you can say he really has nothing to lose. Maybe last night was advantage Vick because all he had to do is come in and just let it fly, and if he stunk it up, it really wouldn't matter because he knows he's a second-team quarterback already. But what I saw, and I think his teammates saw and coaches saw again last night, was proof positive that the best win-now answer for the New York Jets is still Michael Vick. He's fresh after a year basically off at age 34. There's still a lot left in that arm. There's quite a bit left in the legs. I didn't see young Vick last night, but I saw wow. And I saw a guy who can make plays with the legs as well as the arm. I wish he'd made more plays with his arm, but he made some big third down conversions. It was impressive what he did, and Geno was thoroughly unimpressive to me. So, again, it's just the first preseason game. I don't care. I think Michael Vick won the battle last night. Maybe he won't win the quote-unquote war, but he won that battle.
Yeah, but I want to be clear. I don't think we disagree. But I'm just saying to you that we're looking at two different things. You're looking at the RPM of the offense and how they seem to gravitate towards him. That's undeniable. But we pretty much knew that would happen, Skip, because Vick has been in the league for 14 years and we know what he's capable of doing, whereas Geno still has a lot to prove coming off a 12-touchdown, 21-interception season. We understand that. But what I'm talking about in terms of just the eye test as it pertains to their individual showcase last night, I'm saying there wasn't that big of a discrepancy. I still roll with Vick because the upside is greater for this season. He has a better chance of moving the chains, and I think it's incumbent upon Geno to really distance himself from Vick in terms of his ability to throw the football, because we know even though he's capable of scampering for yardage, he can't run like Vick can run. He doesn't have the pocket presence that Vick has, and all of those things are problematic. But also last night, one of the reasons why I think you'd give Vick the edge, the offensive line wasn't that impressive.
No, it wasn't.
Now, obviously, you're going to assume that they'll get it together because you got Cologne, you've got Mangold, you've got the Brickashaw, Ferguson, and these boys. There's still some issue at right tackle or whatever, but that's not their blind side, but it would be Vick's blind side. Keep that in mind as well. So you have to really, really watch the right tackle. But in the end, what it comes down to is that Vick is more experienced. Vick is a playmaker. Vick is going to take chances. And you may very well want that if you're the New York Jets, because that's something you haven't had from your quarterback in years under the Rex Ryan era.
Okay, I'm not suggesting that Michael Vick is the long-term answer, but I have my doubts that Geno is the long-term answer either. All I know is Michael Vick, a couple days ago, made a statement that this year you will see a Geno who is 10 times better. Did you see 10 times better last night?
I didn't see 2 times better.
I didn't see 1 time
But
better.
I'm not going to judge him harshly. It's the first game of the preseason. You didn't play that much. I'm not going to judge him that harshly. I'd wait until week 3 or 4 of the preseason in order to do that to Geno personally.